Hey everyone, so I'm here with Nurse Nikki, and we're going to be covering the buccal fat removal trend and ways to potentially reverse the effects of that type of surgery if you're not happy with your results, because not everyone's going to love their results from this type of surgery. I'd also like to tell you about a second channel that we're starting called City Facial Plastics that Nikki will be the face of, and that channel will cover more of the non-surgical approaches to facial rejuvenation, so make sure to check it out. I think it'll be really great. We already have some videos in store for you guys on that channel, so check it out. All right, Nikki, so let's talk about the buccal fat removal trend. It seems like it's all over the place.
Not one of my favorites.
And different magazines talking about it and writing about it. What are your thoughts?
I just feel like buccal fat is the foundation of the face, right? So if we're going to have surgery alone, you can't follow a trend. You have to be a really good candidate for it. And I know that you don't offer it anymore, so it's not your favorite. So if you're going to do a surgery like this, don't follow a trend. Be a really good candidate for it. But otherwise, I really don't think that it's a good surgery. I think it's the foundation. And why would you want to take the foundation away from the majority of fat in your face?
Right. Yeah, it's just like people forget surgery is permanent, right, and you can't easily reverse it. I feel like a lot of times people don't think into the future. They think about maybe the next year or two, right, but like you have like a long life. If you're relatively young and you're getting the surgery, how's it going to look in 10 years, 15 years? And that I think is often like lost. I don't know, why is it even happening? Like, why are these like celebs, getting it done?
It's all the models out there. They want that chiseled cheek bone structure, and it almost looks like you've had the work done. That's how much they're taking out. So for me, I don't know. I don't think I would do a surgery like that.
So if someone comes in and they're like, Nikki, I've got this fullness in my cheek, what do you tell them? And it bothers them because they feel like they're overall maybe fit, but then they still have this like fuller complexion to their face.
I would definitely tell them in 10 years they're going to love it. I don't know. That's my feeling. You have to look at the longevity of a situation like that. And I feel like surgery, even nowadays, like something, I think with the buccal fat, it's local anesthesia. So I feel like people are kind of viewing it, seeing these celebrities out there, and they're kind of viewing it like, oh, like a hair salon appointment or a nail appointment. It's like, let's book the surgery, it's going to look great, but then if you don't have a good result, you can't really reverse those type of things.
That's true. It's a surgery that's not totally safe. No surgery is ever fully safe. I have this video on buccal fat removal and why I stopped doing it, and we cover like the different risks and complications, and I think oftentimes it's not brought up. It's not getting discussed enough. It's just like, let's just do this surgery, but what happens when it doesn't work out well? And also the buccal fat compartment, sometimes there's a good amount of fat there and you can remove a little bit of it, or you can like overly skeletonize. So it's not like the same like everyone has different like quantity of this buccal fat, and so when you go in surgically, like the fat, you can start pulling it out and you're like, oh, like it's coming, and then at some point you have to like cut it off. But it's very difficult to tell like the exact aesthetic implication of removing 50% of it or 75% of it, because it can be so different from person to person. So that goes back to just like the uncertainty of like having a surgery and not really knowing how things are going to work out with the buccal fat removal.
Right. And if you do choose a surgeon to do this kind of surgery, I feel like it's more of an art in that area as well, because you have to take out the fat that's just going to naturally kind of come. You don't want to force it and take too much, right?
Yeah. You don't want to overdo it. You can always kind of go back in and remove more if need be.
Later.
Yeah. But then the question becomes, okay, let's say someone's had the buccal fat removal and they're not satisfied. There's no great surgical way that I know of to reverse it, meaning like no one opens up that compartment and then starts injecting fat into that same place. But some people end up getting some filler, to kind of like mask it.
Superficially in that area.
So just maybe like walk us through how you would do it if there was that hollowed kind of appearance and you're trying to restore it to a degree.
I would probably suggest some sort of Sculptra treatments in that area. I've had really good results for the jawline in that area with Sculptra. Sculptra, it's a biostimulator, so it creates collagen within your own body, so it's a more natural look over time, and it takes time to kind of build that area back up. So if you wanted to kind of mask a result that you're no longer happy with, I would introduce Sculptra into your journey, or filler very superficial in the area, and you would really have to put it very conservatively to blend with the cheek, and you can kind of mask the situation. You can't put fat back in that area, but it can give you a softer look around the cheeks.
Yeah, and some people will also do like a fat transfer essentially is just like a different type of filler, solution. But that also will get placed in more superficial compartments compared to the deeper compartment where the buccal fat once lived. Because I think it's good to know that there's nothing that will totally reverse it, you know? And that goes for most plastic surgeries. There's nothing that will completely, you can revise it, you can like adjust things, but you can't necessarily just turn back the clock. There's always some degree of scarring and just some permanent effect of having been there.
And we have products like Renuva. Renuva just came out, and that's fat substitute. So I think in that area it might be great as well.
Yeah. I think it's good to keep in mind, what can be done if like you're not happy with the buccal fat, because with any trend, and not that long ago it was like a lot of lip stuff, and now it's this buccal fat stuff, and then it was like the brow lifting and the cat eye look, and as these trends come, I think it's important people to know what their options are if they were part of the trend and then maybe regret it, you know, and so that's why I wanted to make this video. Anything else you want to add about buccal fat removal and or its reversal?
Just do it if you're a good candidate and find a qualified surgeon. I don't think follow a trend. Think about the longevity of the situation, and you will have to definitely maintain it over years. We're all aging and things change. So don't do the trend. Do it for yourself. Yeah. Take permanent results seriously and just be very cautious. Do your research, educate yourself on the surgery before going through it with it. Yeah. All right. So check out the first video on our second channel. Can't wait to see you guys.